Big Ten Wrestling on BTN Plus. And on this Sunday afternoon, we have what is sure to be a very exciting duel as the 16th ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers welcome in the 6th ranked Northwestern Wildcats.
Snow and wrestling, right?
Right. Here we go. We are underway. Quick poke of the eye maybe there real quick.
Yep, got to fix the contacts. I actually stopped wearing contacts while I competed for that exact reason.
Really? Did that alter your vision at all then?
I could feel enough.
Nice shot by Cronin. And now Diagostino with a little shuck by, it looked like. I mean, it's Cronin on one leg, but Cronin's very balanced here.
That was a beautiful right there. Beautiful funk roll, what they would call it, into a single leg. Needs to pop that head out to the side. But he's doing a really good job. Diagostino's keeping that head kind of stuck on that hip. So he climbed over the top of it. I think this might end up in a stalemate, but great job by Cronin sitting to that position. Now he's going to elevate and look to sit back and put that pressure towards the back. Diagostino did a really nice job rolling right there. And yep, we're going to go to a stalemate.
And both guys, that's what's going to be fun about this match. Both guys really comfortable scrambling and in those positions where someone's in deep on a leg and they can do the splits or they can roll through. So this will be a fun, and who can win the scrambles?
Right, and the thing I love, nice shot right there, attempt by Cronin. He does a really good job with the underhooks. You know, we were able to pop in the wrestling room earlier before practice or before the duel and watch that, and he loves his underhooks. And so if he can capitalize on that position, that'll be the spot that ultimately will lead him to victory.
Minute and a half gone in the period, still no score. And to your point, he had that underhook heavy on Friday against Patrick McKee in that 11-6 victory, which he was really pumped up about.
And yeah, you should be, you know, and those wins matter, right? Especially for Big Ten seeding, for the NCAA tournament. Those wins are going to matter. But I think more so than those wins, it's about what you learn about yourself along the way.
I'll reset here one more time. Looks like a stalemate. So 1:09 left to go in this first period. Still no score.
I think what you're going to want to see right here from Diagostino, he's going to have to start showing some first offense. You know, he has great reattacks. He has great defense and counterattacks. And so you want to see him get to his offense. Cronin looks like he's pushing forward with his own offense right now. Nice shot right there from the underhook. And it's looking like he's going to collect on this. But great scrambling right here. Run out by Cronin, and he continues to sit and face back in. This is really good wrestling.
30 seconds to go, so still a little bit of time here for Diagostino to capture, and Cronin does a nice job, like he said, just tying things up, making it difficult to finish, and we got another stalemate, 24.8 here in the first period.
Yeah, as you can see, Cronin has a little bit of a lower stance than Diagostino, and I think that allows him to get to that underhook a little bit. But it definitely doesn't look like Diagostino minds being in that overhook position, and that might be due to his coaching staff. Joe Colon was a big underhook, overhook guy, upper body attack guy, and I think you're maybe seeing a little bit of that influence right there.
First period ends. Both guys were in on a shot, unable to score, so we will go to the second period scoreless. Diagostino choice, he will go down. So Cronin gets a chance in the top position.
So what's your first move right here? How are you going to respond when you're down? Tripod action right here. Good job by Diagostino.
Yeah, 6 seconds, so up and out quick. Back to our feet where we were the entire first period.
Cronin gets back to that underhook.
Right away.
And the thing he's doing a really good job of is he's controlling that left hand of Diagostino, and he's looks for a hip toss right there. Nothing's going to come out of it. Tries to windmill that arm, but he's continuing to move forward. Now he gets to a nice low single. He's going to have to collect that leg and continue to, this is like what you call maybe the waterfall position. He's going to have to continue to get those hips away and lean back into that position. and turn in and collect that waist of Diagostino. As he puts his back in danger, you should look to see the danger count.
Looks like he got a 1 danger count, but now he's almost has a cradle locked up, and he does, and a 2 takedown.
Oh my gosh. Cronin with the cradle, and he's looking for back. Uh-oh, it's going to get wild in here if this. And he steps over it. He needs to settle. He needs to get his hips down. Good job. He still has that cradle locked up, but Diagostino is able to get that hand in to separate and create some separation. So what he's going to do right here, he wants to pinch that left arm. Cronin pinch that left arm to his hip and really crunch the head of Diagostino.
25 seconds to go. He does have that 4 count, so he will get 4 back.
He's looking to adjust that. You see that left hand of Diagostino is keeping that leg at bay, but what you want to see is you want to see Cronin walk that leg up to his head. Short time left.
Looks like he's going to hang out here. Collect 4 back points. And he's over a minute riding time. Husker faithful know it and love it, so it will be his choice. He will go down. 6-1 with the lead for Cronin, and Diagostino, maybe a flashback to Friday when he got pinned in a cradle from Spencer Lee.
Yep, he was able to fend this one off.
Yep.
And we're going to see how he responds. I think that's been the key word, right? Early on in this duel is the response, right? And Cronin clearly is responding really well to that big win that he had on Friday evening. Diagostino is going to have to find his stride at some point.
Yeah, Cronin did come in after that win. He's now won 10 in a row, so he is off and rolling here early on as we enter Big Ten season. Diagostino trying to throw the legs in, and Cronin caught it. Now he's looking for a reversal. He has both ankles, and they will award the reversal.
Yep, and I'm curious to see. Yep, I thought the ref might go stalemate. Diagostino had collected that backside, but Cronin wasn't really able to move up, and you don't want to see a stalemate or a stalling call right there. So I think the ref made the right decision, gave him a stalemate, gave them both a fresh start.
And now we are reaching bonus point territory. If Cronin can finish the period on top, he'll collect a minute riding time and a 9-1 victory, which would be a big 4 points for Nebraska here early on.
Bonus points matter for sure. Cronin doing a really good job. He took that 11 seconds. Now he's going to look to build.
Cronin was looking in his corner. He's looking for an optional start.
And I think right here, this is where you take the opportunity to really apply pressure to somebody and create that thought process. Man, I don't want to wrestle this person. This person wrestles hard. They continue to look to score points. They continue to look to, get to my legs, put me on my back. And those are the things that matter at the big show. Nice throw attempt right there from Diagostino. But Cronin going to get the takedown, misses the back points, but Cronin is wrestling on fire right now.
Big takedown, and like you said, now, as you kind of widen the gap, the next time these two wrestled, does that stick in the back of your mind a little bit, how wide the score was or how big the gap was?
I think it does. Some people will tell you, new match, new day. But I think when someone scores that many points on you, unless there's, something like we don't know, an injury, things like that, then I think it does start to take an effect on you mentally. But that's part of wrestling, right? And that's the beautiful part of wrestling is that you have an opportunity to grow right here, looking for an outside step. Some may call that the Gatson, but he, Cronin did a good job hitting the whip over. Beautiful job right there. Riding time at 1:41, so he's going to collect that point. That riding time is locked in. Nice big lift. That was a beautiful mat return right there. And this is just to show, like, look, I can keep you down when I need to. Yeah, this is just a statement right here, the last 22 seconds, just to show, like, I can do this when I needed to. Beautiful, beautiful outing by Liam Cronin.
A very good weekend for Liam Cronin, and he is pumped up. Husker faithful appreciative of the effort he just gave, and that's a big 4 points. 11-2 victory for Liam Cronin. Made his Husker debut on Friday, came up short in sudden victory to Aaron Nagao, 4-2. Cannon took out Colin Schriever of Iowa on Friday in Carver Hawkeye Arena.
Yeah, and I think that was rough for Kyle. He had been waiting for a good amount of time to have an opportunity to compete, and he got that shoulder cranked on a little bit in that Minnesota duel. But I'm excited to see what his resilience is today and how he builds upon his second dual meet in the Big Ten Conference.
He's no
for
stranger.
Nebraska.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is no stranger to the Big Ten dual grind, as he's transferred from Wisconsin. Wrestled 3 years there before transferring this past summer.
Yeah, a lot of positioning battles right here when you see it at the beginning. One of the things that I heard the Nebraska coaches, Brian Snyder and Tervel Delagniff, were running the warm-up with Robert Kokesh in there. And they started doing hand fighting without shots. Like, hey, just creating that motion, creating that movement, and then later they added in the shots, So that's something they definitely been working on, focusing on, is that battle in between the hands and using your feet and everything to create opportunities.
Similar to the first match, no real attacks here just yet, no points yet. But like you're saying, both guys, I think, are really sizing each other up, getting a little tactical push-pull motion, and that will lead eventually to some points.
Yeah, Cannon had some attacks that he was able to hit his knee, but he wasn't able to break the defense. But a nice snap right there, and he tried to chase down the outside leg, but he wasn't able to get there. Nice head outside single. He's able to return, get that takedown. That was a beautiful opportunity right there. Nice roll by Berwick. Gonna have to be careful right here, not give up any back points, but he understands the time on the clock that he needs to get that 1 point. Cannon doing a good job making sure he get that score at the end of the period, but he's gonna have to ride right here. Berwick needs to be careful, keep him below that leg, maybe get that stall call. Go out of bounds, fresh start.
Yep, 9 seconds left, so this might be in the benefit of Berwick. You got 9 seconds, a fresh start to get up and out. Escape would be big here.
Nice. Just runs down that head outside single and then collects it into a double. Switch off the bat. Gonna look for a roll, trying to create a scramble. Nothing comes of it, but good effort right there by Berwick. Great effort there on top by Cannon.
Cannon will come into the second period. Berwick will choose down. 32 seconds of riding time for Chris Cannon. He'll start the period on top. Cannon's 10-4 on the year, 2-0 in Big Ten duels. He's also 2-0 against Kyle Berwick.
Nice switch right there as that leg was coming in from Cannon. Berwick continuing to roll. I think what he's going to want to switch to, he's going to have to go stand up, clamp those hands. The Granby isn't really working right now. Cannon's doing a good job of keeping those hips attached to him and not allowing that space that you need when you're looking for a Granby.
Yeah, exactly right. If you try that so many times, you got to think, like you're saying, in the back of your mind, try to switch to something else, because like you said, Cannon's doing a great job of keeping his hips to Berwick's hips and not allowing that separation that you're alluding to.
Yeah, he goes to that ankle right off the bat and then looks for a nice mat return. And he throws that leg in. You see that left side leg come in. So Berwick's going to have to be prepared for that. There's that leg coming again and extends him as he broomsticks him. And now he's going to look to stretch him out a little bit. And so I think from what I'm seeing, right, this was a situation with Berwick, the legs were something that he experienced on Friday night. So this is the beauty of this schedule, and the opponents he'll get to compete with is you get a lot of feedback. And so then you can make those adjustments, in this type of conference. So Cannon doing a great job of riding, staying on top.
Stalemate called here. 52 seconds to go. So again, another chance for a restart, refresh. We'll see what Berwick goes to here. Minute 40 ride time already amassed here for Chris Cannon.
Yep, nice. He switched up, goes sit. Nice. Oh, great job by Cannon right there to follow those hips. I think Berg should have sold that out a little bit more, created a little bit more and cut through. But great job by Cannon recognizing where he was at and being able to collect that so he didn't give up. Another broomstick, but switches to the double leg and gets the mat return.
Now Cannon's up over 2 minutes of riding time, and this has been an active period. Berwick has been very active on bottom. He's been up to his feet numerous times, but Cannon just will not let go and has, like you said, he used that broomstick or the broomstick position where he sticks that leg in, continuously just keeps bringing him down. This has been a great period for Cannon.
Yeah, it's definitely been a great tactical period. Right there, he's about to get hit for stalling, and he runs him off the mat and it avoids that stall call. And it hasn't been from lack of effort from Berwick to get away. He's trying to find that space and an opportunity. I think he should have went to that sit out position a little bit earlier.
As now decision here, Cannon will go down. He has now 2 minutes 32 seconds of riding time. As Berwick is gonna optional start here.
And from what I've seen from Cannon, he always does a really good job tactically of picking and choosing his spots and going and solidifying scores like he did earlier in that first period. Goes and scores late in the period. Doesn't always blow guys out, but controls, has great head positioning, moves when he needs to.
And now if you're Berwick, a minute 30 to go and ticking, you need at least probably a couple takedowns here. You probably need a feet to back or 3 takedowns.
Yeah, Berwick's going to have to find ways to get his hands on him and create opportunities. So there he goes, head inside. Single. He's going to have to keep those knees moving and build up and look to build up. Those knees have to move. He's getting crunched in there. He's going to have to collect. Cannon doing a good job keeping those legs together, but Berwick's going to have to start going towards that head. Cannon keeping that right ankle collected. Now head gets high, and he's going to score that takedown. Now he's looking for a Turk. Beautiful. Now this is where you go get the major if you're Cannon.
Yeah, that would be huge as Berwick bellies out, though. Got his legs free and was able to belly out.
That was great toughness right there by Berwick. He could have easily, let Cannon roll him up and go get those 4 near fall points, and he was able to fend it off and not give up any mistakes or decisions that were made. He looks to go sit. I think he wants to go. He looks to go switch, but he's going to have to go. Nice roll right there. He's going to have to be careful right here. Cannon is as he holds on to that leg, but he's below it, so he'll get a count. Nice effort right there from Berwick to get that escape.
Yeah, I don't think they stopped. There they go. They started the clock a little late. So now we're at 20 seconds to go, and Yeah, great effort again by Berwick, like you're saying.
And like I said, you can fix the technical things in the room, right? You got 3 more months, nice re-attack off the attack by Berwick, but you got 3 more months in the room to kind of figure things out, or like 2.5 maybe to figure things out. But
yeah, like I said, they started the clock a little late, so there seems to be 10.5 seconds left, but that 10 seconds has already run off.
kind of lopsided loss in terms of the scoreboard on Friday and what he comes out with. And Brock had a beautiful win versus Minnesota on Friday as well. So they're coming from different perspectives, but they're both here in the center of the mat ready to compete.
Brock Hardy, the redshirt sophomore, similar to Cronin, he's on a hot streak. He's won 17 in a row. And like you said, Frankie Tal Shahar, he wrestled Real Woods, second-ranked Hawkeye, and lost technical fall 17-2, but it was 14-0 at the end of the first.
Yep, nice shot right there. Throws the head inside, Hardy does. But Tal Shahar able to get to his feet, has that hand connected, and he's able to go finish that. Wait. Nope, and they're going to go out of bounds. Action call out of bounds. That was great wrestling by both of those athletes.
Yeah, he was ready to call 2.
He went to the waist, and Hardy continued to compete. So that was a great job. That's why you want to solidify legs. You don't run waist. If you're a kid watching at home, always run down the legs.
Minute 45 to go. We're still scoreless. Tal Shahar comes in with a record of only 3-2. His first competition was actually at the Midlands just before the new year, and he went 2-2. So, do you think that plays a little bit of a role here? He's only wrestled 5 matches to this point.
I definitely think that plays a role because you got to, especially when you're probably coming off injury, when you don't, wrestle that early in the season, you're probably usually dealing with the injury. Another shot right there from Tal Shahar. But when you're coming off an injury, you're really trying to figure out your flow and your mojo again oftentimes. Nice drag attempt right there from Tal Shahar, but nothing there, no opening from Hardy. You're trying to figure out that swagger and get your mojo back in. So I would think that he's going to be a totally different wrestler by the time March hits.
40 seconds to go. Still scoreless here. Hardy still waiting to see him get on his offense a little bit.
And I think Hardy has a little bit of a more untraditional offense. He doesn't maybe hit his knees as often, but he uses, underhooks, collar ties, shucks, and slide bys, to build his offense. Nice snap right there with Tal Shahar. He's going to have to snap and run the corner. He's allowing that right hand. Hardy's doing a good job with that left hand, keeping it tied up. He's going to have to just run the corner down. But they come back to their feet.
Nice little flurry there at the end of the period. No score, and they just hit Tal Shahar, I think, for stalling.
Yeah, that was a tough call right there, especially at the end of the period. I thought they were, just wrestling hard, and I thought that would have been an action call. But these referees definitely have hard jobs for sure.
Yeah, you got that right. Tal Shahar starts on bottom, so Hardy will have a chance to ride here.
Nice job from Tal Shahar getting that leg and looking to elevate. Gonna have to be careful here.
Tal Shahar.
Yeah, riding time's still going up for Hardy in this situation. So he's fine right here. He's going to keep that. That's beautiful. I think some of the fans wanted to, not realizing that Tal Shahar started the period down.
So we'll reset here. Minute 23 in the second period here. Hardy with 37 seconds of riding time and climbing. Fans almost wanted to explode when they thought Tal Shahar was going to be on his back. Nice job fighting off.
Hardy doing a good job of snaking that leg and getting that figure four action, making Tal Shahar really carry that weight. What you want to see right here from Tal Shahar is really sit to his butt, probably that right hip, and start putting that pressure back into Hardy so he can get to that sit-out position and start to free himself from the hands of Hardy, I guess you could call it. But Hardy's doing a good job using his whole body with the legs and tying up those wrists of Tal Shahar.
Yeah, Tal Shahar, when he even gets to this position, Hardy just quickly throws in that leg, leaving no room to breathe for Tal Shahar.
Yeah, Tal Shahar did a good job right there, crawling forward. But he's going to want to get that right hip down and get to a sit position. But Hardy doing a good job keeping that pressure forward, not really allowing there. That leg comes right back in. See, he's doing a good job of mixing and matching. He's keeping him occupied with his hands, and then he throws that leg in while he's thinking he's up on his upper body. You know, that's a master class in how to ride legs 101 for sure.
Yeah, he rode him the whole period, so now Hardy will go down. 2 minutes of riding time, so now it's Frankie Tal Shahar's opportunity. He looks like he'll go optional start here.
Yeah, I think he wants to test his skills on the feet. You know, you feel like you can go get a takedown, maybe even two, if you're Tal Shahar with, you know, when you're deciding to cut somebody. So he's gonna have to find that offense, I think, once at least in the first minute of this period to give himself a chance.
Minute 35 to go. Shot by Hardy, stuffed by Tal Shahar. So now let's see what he can come up with here.
Wasn't able to capitalize on that shot from Hardy right there, but nice head pull to the outside single. Oh man, that was beautiful wrestling right there from Hardy.
And for him to stay the aggressor, you know, he's up 1-0. He doesn't necessarily have to take a shot there, but he did because he's, you know, that's the way Manning coaches him.
Yeah, I think he did a good job. He let Tal Shahar get comfortable kind of moving forward and use that, you know, energy against him and use that head pull that he was looking for earlier in the match. He looked for it, pulled that head with his right hand, looked for that left leg, and now when your opponent's coming forward really trying to march you down because they have to score, it opened up more opportunity for him right there. That was great awareness, great understanding right there from Hardy, and I think that's why he's going to be a podium threat in March.
And to your point earlier in the match when you said maybe a little bit more of an untraditional offense, if you will, you know, he understood the position. Like you were saying, Tal Shahar had to come to him, and that set up almost essentially Hardy's offense.
Yep, and now you get another stall call with the beautiful ride that he's putting in as he continues to look to find a way to put Tal Shahar on his back as he looks for that assassin position. But great work by Hardy.
Yeah, over 3 minutes of riding time for Brock Hardy, and he is victorious over Frankie Tal Shahar, 6-0. As that pulls the Huskers ahead now. The senior from Gaylord, Minnesota, coming off, like you said earlier, a big upset and a big win over Michael Blockus of Minnesota.
Yeah, he did a beautiful job. He just stayed in there. He continued to compete late into the match and created and found an opening and was able to solidify it. As Blockus got a little bit high on his positioning and got a reversal. So great job from Morton.
Yaya Thomas coming off a big win of his own over Max Murin on Friday, 3-2 in Carver Hawkeye Arena.
Yeah, showed a lot of great energy. Got the takedown late. Was very excited about that opportunity to, I think, get a match back from that 2022 Big Ten championships that he lost to Murin. And so I really like the way Yaya wrestles. He has a lot of skills. Wrestles a bunch of freestyle in the off season. But Morton, he's definitely not gonna roll over. Coming off that win, he probably wants to feel that a few more times, especially in front of a home crowd. So I'm excited to see how this plays out.
Yeah, and if you're the Northwestern Wildcats and you're looking at the duel and trying to come up with how you're going to win, this is one of those matches, though, that you're looking at going, we need bonus points. We don't, we should expect bonus points from somebody like Yaya, who finished All-American third, actually, a couple years ago. Also, I thought this was cool. He was a member of the Harvey Twisters Club for 10 years.
Yeah.
Remember the Harvey Twisters?
Yes, I do. I have some L's on my record from the Harvey Twisters, that's for sure. I probably have a couple W's as well, but definitely have some losses. They've done a great job, the Harvey Twisters out of Chicago.
Yes.
I think we got an eye poke right there.
Handshake there, as to say almost, sorry about that, my bad.
Absolutely.
Back at it.
And you see Yaya has that brace, but immediately gets in on a single. Great work right there from Morton.
The strength, though, of Yaya Thomas to hold on to that leg, that foot with one hand. Wow.
Like, I'm surprised that wasn't a little bit more uncomfortable for him, especially with that big old shoulder brace on.
Yeah, this is one wrestler, over the couple years, I've been watching him since he's burst onto the scene at Northwestern. He is very athletic and very quick. You cannot take your eyes off this Yaya Thomas.
Yeah, he has great skills too. Great mat savviness, great awareness. He usually knows where he's at on the mat. Does a good job of finding small openings that lead to opportunities to score points.
We will end the first period scoreless. And it will be Dane Morton's choice. He will go down. And, I want to add one last thing you said to that. Those small openings, that are only openings I feel that he can capitalize on, which is what makes him so special and why he's ranked number 5th in the country.
Absolutely. See what he's going to do here from the top position. Morton gets a quad pod position and is trying to find his way for first point of the match with maybe an escape. Yeah, going to have to put some energy into making a mat return. Here he goes. He gets that mat return. Doesn't flatten Morton out all the way, so I assume Morton will have an opportunity to build up pretty quickly here, but Yaya doing a good job staying behind the shoulders and then the hips.
Putting a lot of pressure.
Yeah, that pressure. You see that right leg of Morton was off the ground for a little bit, and with that, you can't get any traction, And
a great job, like you said, kind of with Morton not being flattened out. Morton has not gone to his belly yet. As we have a minute gone here, he has stayed in that position there with his knees under him. And they just hit Yaya Thomas for stalling.
I can see that. I can understand that call. He had done a good job, though, of staying behind the hips. I don't know if he necessarily looked emphatically for a turn, and I think that's what the ref maybe was feeling. But I think Storniolo is right for going to bat for his wrestler, especially in an away gymnasium.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that. He was covering the hips, not really, like you said, emphatically, the word you used, looking for a turn, but also Storniolo, like you said, going to bat for his wrestler there. Saying, what more do you want?
Beautiful mat return right there. And I think, like if you're a coach, nice claw action right here from Yaya. He wasn't able to get the points right there, but doing a really good job of securing that ride. But if you're a coach at home, there's something to be said about what Dane Morton is doing by staying on his base, and so like that's one of the drills that I was fortunate enough to go through when I was in high school, in college, is like, if you get flat on your belly, we can't really do much for you other than teach you how to build up. But staying on your base, oftentimes you stay away from giving up back points. Nice sit-out position right there, but Yaya able to follow. Now, great job by Morton. Gets back to that sit-out and capitalizes.
That's a big escape with short time here, too.
Took advantage of it. You have to score at the end of periods, whether that's takedown, escapes, near falls. Those are points you can't get back. So great job by Morton, again, continuing to compete. And I think he's proven to himself that he can compete consistently at this level in this conference. Right there, gets to the sit out, goes, boom. He throws that right hand up to block Yaya from continuing to follow. Boom, look at the right hand comes up to block. Great job right there by Morton.
Yaya Thomas's turn. He will go down. He's up to his feet right away.
And Morton's going to have to look for a return right here. Yaya's doing a good job staying on his feet. Might want a nice mat return.
To much appreciation of the crowd.
Yeah. Fans like good wrestling. I think Morton, after that win on Friday, is feeling good, and the fans want to show him appreciation for that.
Yeah, like you said, Morton started 4-7, so I think looks like he jumped there early, or at least that's what the ref concluded. Morton, he's 4-7 now in the year, and that could be a momentum-changing win.
Absolutely.
Over a guy like Michael Blockus, who came in ranked 14th.
Nice escape right there from Yaya. And yes, it can be, because a lot of it at that level, finding the way onto the podium, being the consistent starter, getting 50, 60, 70, wins in a career comes down to confidence. What's your belief like when you get to a room and you're no longer the best guy like you were in your high school? Nice attack attempt right there from Morton. Yaya able to use his re-attacks and run those feet and go and collect. Great re-attack right there by Yaya. Super aware again of where you're at, and there's some of that speed, but also just that mat intelligence or that mat IQ from Yaya right there. Now I assume he would probably try to ride out to control this last period with that riding time locked up now.
Yeah, but Morton, like his wrestlers before him, as their other Huskers, he's wrestling the entire time. So, Yaya has his work cut out for him.
Yep, and I think Morton wants to get back to that sit position and then sit out just like he did. Yep, there he goes. But he's able to get that escape now. A takedown puts it in overtime.
Yeah, here we go, 20 seconds.
Yep, well, I think we might see some re-attacks. But Morton, what's your go-to attack right here? Yaya using the hand fight to slow down Morton. Morton looks for a duck peek attempt. Nothing there. Looks for a shuck by. He's going, but he wasn't able to find an opening.
So Yaya Thomas will come away victorious after riding time point added. It is 4-2 victory for Yaya Thomas. That pulls the Wildcats within one in the duel.
From Iowa. I'm excited to see how he responds. I think he's a really coachable kid, and they're gonna have a game plan for Rob, but I'm also excited to see Rob. Nice Head outside, high crotch. Good job right there by Rob. He's collecting that leg of Chumbley, but it's going to be tough to get his head to poke out. But as Rob looks to elevate, Chumbley has to be careful right here. The Illinois product. Now he's keeping that head collected. Great work. Rob's going to have to try to sneak that right arm out, but they're going to go out of bounds. Great wrestling right here.
Yeah, great attack by Rob, but great defense by Chumbley. Like you said, the Illinois product, St. Charles, St. Charles, Illinois, Marmion Academy. 17-3, you know, thought that should be a victory for him over Seabrook. Unfortunately dropped that one, so word of the day, or word of the duel, resilience.
Right.
So let's see how he responds here today, wrestling against the #1 ranked Peyton Robb.
Right, this is just the opportunity to right the ship, you know. Ships at Harvard are safe, right? And each weekend these young men come out and compete in the Big Ten Conference, and their ships are at sea, you know, for an analogy, you know. And so they come out, scrap, and sometimes those ships have a few leaks. They're battered, bruised up, things like that, especially when it's short weekends, like you wrestle on a Friday, then you have to do a little bit more travel, wrestle on a Sunday. It takes a lot, but these are, you know, some of the best and the brightest student athletes here, so I'm excited to see how they compete.
And something that you had to deal with as your time wrestling at Iowa State, you know, national champ for Iowa State. You know, you went down and would wrestle Oklahoma and then Oklahoma State on a Friday, Saturday, or, you know, Friday, Sunday. So, you know, you're talking not only from the outside perspective, but also experience.
Yeah, it was a lot. You know, there was a lot. You had school still to do. Nice attempt right there by Rob. Great defense from Chumbley. Nice snap. And he's getting to that front headlock position. He's going to have to find ways to turn that into opportunities to score. Like, he's wearing on it, I know for sure, but he's going to have to really find an opportunity to go collect. And that's the position that I think nationwide that makes a big difference. When a guy takes an attempt and you get to that front headlock position, the guys that are winning NCAA titles, the guys that are getting on the podium consistently are capitalizing on that position.
20 seconds left here in the first period. No score.
Another nice attack right there by Rob, and he gets the stalling call along with it. But again, waterfall position, goes back and circles, but Chumbley's going to have to be careful. He's going to look to maybe roll through, and nothing given.
Time just ran out on Rob. Chumbley just enough to hang on to end that period scoreless. And now looks like Chumbley will go to the corner. A little bit of blood time here.
You know, involved with helping build these young men.
Chumbley starts the second period down, gets to his feet right away. Rob doing a great job staying behind. Brings him down once, and they go out of bounds.
And I think the thing I like most about Rob is he can threaten to put you on your back. You know, he has some good things, and he'll find a way to, even, you know, on the edge right there, they go out of bounds. But he was looking to put Chumbley on his back, you know. And once you put somebody on their back, nice mat return right there, you open up the match.
Yeah, Rob riding tough. He defeated Brayton Lee of Minnesota on Friday 2-0, and one of those points came via riding time. He rode Brayton Lee out the whole third period, and here's a turned attempt. See there.
Yeah, he's collecting that wrist. He has that wrist collected. Now he has Chumbley stretched out, you know, doing a really good job staying behind the hips. But the thing that I think is most impressive is that he continues to threaten the back, right? And when someone continues to threaten you and put you on your back, that is scary. So you have to definitely be more aware. You might not be able to be as free with your movements. And so he's doing a great job staying behind those arms. I'd want to see him come off to the side right here. He's kind of laying right parallel with Chumbley right now. I'd like to see him come off to the side and continue to threaten that back and continue to keep those wrists tied up.
You know, interesting point you made about threatening, about to put somebody on their back. I feel that was also a little bit of the case in the last match where Yaya is threatening and on their feet. So you have to be, like Morton was very good at staying in good position and not allowing Yaya, because he can, we talked about it, scoring in moments notice, so you have to be very mindful of that.
Yeah. And that's why he did a good job. He kept that right side tied up. If you're Chumbley, like you get to go back and watch this, you're going to want to keep that pressure going back and get that right hip down so you can get to that sit-out position. I think the sit-out position in wrestling is underrated. Get to that sit, you're on your butt, and you're clearing those hands. That position can free up a lot. I think we've been seeing the sport go to more of a tripod, quad pod opportunities, but that sit-out position can definitely be won.
Chumbley releases Rob without contest, so Rob is now up 1-0. He has minute 56 of riding time, and real quick comment on that sit-out position that you're talking about. I think that helps create space better than the quad pod or the tripod.
Yep. Nice temp right there from Rob. They get another scramble. Chumbley's doing a good job. Now we're back to the waterfall position. What you want to see right here from, Rob, he has those ankles tied up, so he's just going to sit that one out, and they're going to go back to their feet. But Chumbley's going to have to find a way either to scramble or go find your way to a leg attack, which we haven't really seen from him yet. But he's doing a good job in the hand fight, and he's doing a good job staving off Rob with his defense.
1 minute to go here. 1-0 is the score. Chumbley is only a takedown away from essentially tying this match, as riding time has become locked in. So essentially a 2-0 match for Peyton Robb.
Yeah, he's doing a good job, but Chumbley, I think he has to get that right hand inside. It's chilling over the top often, and it's really hard to create offense over the top unless it's like a slide-by action. But usually on those slide-by actions, you have to follow it up with something else and create that like chain wrestling or flow wrestling action where you're continuing to move and look for something else. So that right hand needs to, I think, probably come inside, or he needs to turn that into a heavy snap as a setup to get Rob off balance to find a way to an attack.
Still, like you said, still hasn't really gotten past the head-hands defense of Rob, as we're now down 5 seconds to go here, and looks like Rob will become victorious. The crowd starts to cheer. 2-0 Peyton Robb for the second time in a row this weekend with a ride out and an escape, and he wins 2-0 to pull the Huskers ahead now 10-6. Bout here, Max Mayfield. That name might sound familiar to Nebraska natives, as he's a Lincoln East High School native from Lincoln, Nebraska here, taking on Bubba Wilson of the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
That should be interesting. That's one of maybe the ones who got away, decided he wanted maybe something different for experience, or it's always interesting learning these young men's story, like why did you choose this place versus this place? Did you just want to get away from home? You've been around this, or maybe you weren't recruited. What does that look like? And what type of energy does that bring to the match? Do you take this personally? Like is Mayfield like, what? I didn't feel like you wanted to properly invest in me, so now I have an opportunity to compete against one of your athletes, and I want to show you that you made a mistake, as a coach. And I think that's always cool to see those trajectories and things that happen like that.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. Max Duggan, TCU quarterback from Council Bluffs, Iowa, wanted to go somewhere a little farther away and create his own story, if you will. And, on the flip side, you chose to stay in state. You're from Waterloo, Iowa, and chose to go to in-state school, Iowa State.
Yep, I had the family legacy, and I actually was born in Iowa City and spent a good amount of time in Carver Hawkeye Arena. And I don't feel like I was recruited. And so, personally, I wanted to go every time I had an opportunity to compete. I wanted to show them that even though I probably wasn't going to attend there, that you guys made a mistake by not even trying. But with my dad and my uncle wrestling there, and my mom getting her master's at Iowa State, which she got her PhD from the University of Iowa, I always knew I wanted to be a Cyclone.
Mm-hmm. And looks like you ended up making the right decision. As I said earlier, national champion for the Cyclones. Kyvan Gadsden here, Kelby Bachman, BTN Plus Wrestling.
Nice shot from Wilson with great defense by Mayfield. Shot from Mayfield, great defense by Wilson.
Still scoreless here. Approaching 30 seconds left in the first period.
Again, it's that right hand. Mayfield was outside that collar tie. Hasn't really been able to, neither one have been able to really break through and penetrate and capitalize. But that right hand definitely has to work. You want to work usually from the inside unless you have a powerful over snap.
First period winding down. Looks like we will end it scoreless. Here heading to the second period. No score. Nebraska leads the duel 10-6. Quick recap, Liam Cronin started us off with a victory over Diagostino. Chris Cannon followed that up with a victory over Kyle Berwick, Brock Hardy. We got an escape here by Bubba Wilson. Brock Hardy defeated Frankie Tal Shahar. Yaya Thomas over Dane Morton, and Peyton Robb just defeated Trevor Chumbley, and that's how we got to 10-6.
Nice attack right there by Mayfield. Great defense as Wilson tries to catch the backside. I'm not sure he's going to be able to, but he slowed him up for sure. You're going to want to turn that right hip over if you're Mayfield and go collect. Quick stalemate, I think, right there, but great job by both those student athletes. Great offense, great defense.
And we've seen that quite a bit so far today. Some good attacks, but then some good defense. So it's been some high level wrestling. Even if the score doesn't quite show the points and the activity that we're seeing, we're still watching some pretty high level wrestling.
Another shot right there from Mayfield. He's not able to get through, and now they're in that 50-50 upper body position. Looking for a 2-on-1 baseball grip. Oh, nice ankle pick right there from Wilson, but they're going to go off the bat. That was a great shot right there. You'd like to see Wilson bring that right hand with him. He kept that right hand up on the head, so he wasn't able to finalize that position. But if he'd have brought that right hand with him, I think he would have been able to have a better opportunity, but they did go off the match. So I think we might see him make that adjustment maybe later in the match.
Yeah, under 20 seconds to go now.
Nice shot again from Wilson. Tries to clear out, kind of windmill out. Another snap from Mayfield. Wilson does a good job. He has that right leg strong forward, and he continues to reach with that back hand to set up his offense, and then he puts his right hand up. It'll be interesting to see if that's going to be timed by Mayfield. Mayfield continues to leave that right arm out with the overhand right. So this is going to be crucial right here. Does Wilson ride?
Yes and no. I mean, not a real attempt there by Wilson to take him back to the mat. So big escape ties it up here, one apiece.
Absolutely nice shot from Mayfield. Good defense by Wilson. You'd think Mayfield probably has a pretty good contingent here of Huskers that might just be cheering for him. You know, that's how it happens when you grow up maybe in a close place. You got some family that has been Husker fans, but you're making them Northwestern Wildcat Max Mayfield fans like they've been their whole life Max Mayfield fans. So it's cool.
Yeah, I'll second that. I'm sure he has a pretty good showing of family, friends, and support.
Nice sweep, single right there. He's going to have to stay above that knee and collect. He wants to come off the mat to finish that. Climbs up to the waist. Wilson is going to have to go to a wizard action. A great collection right there from Max Mayfield, the Lincoln native.
I think we found his following as there was a big roar. Now put him on his back.
Tries to go cartwheel, ends up on his back. Great job by Max Mayfield following up that position. Just stayed really sound and solid. Didn't have to do anything spectacular. But now do you go get a major? Nice attempt right there from Wilson. I think that's the best offense right there we've seen from Wilson. Great swim high C, but they're out of bounds.
Takedown doesn't quite do it, so Mayfield will need a feet to back if he wants to capture the major to tie this duel up. Doesn't look like it's going to quite happen. But nonetheless, sorry, Kevin, go ahead.
No, it really came down to one position right there. Both student athletes with an escape, and Mayfield able to come back into a gymnasium I'm sure he visited quite often as a kid and growing up and get the big win. Right here, nice takedown, looks for a cartwheel, and Mayfield just stayed solid, kept his hips low, and was able to follow that and get some back points. That's great work.
Yeah, I could see when that takedown happened, some Husker fans.
And like you talked about earlier, Kelby, you talked about bonus points in matches maybe where you're favored. As Labriola is the number 2 ranked wrestler in the country, I'm excited to see what product he puts out here today. I'm excited to see what Encore does. Coming off a loss on Friday, double unders right here for Encore. They're going to go out of bounds. Action call.
30 seconds gone here. First period, still no score. Like you said, Encore defeated by Nelson Brands 8-2. Labriola got a nice victory over Bailey O'Reilly 5-3 on Friday.
And those have always been tough matches for Labriola, but nice single right there. Head gets pinched inside, and Encore able to clear that. And he's done a good job, like, early in the match, and then things maybe later in the match of, you know, where it's been separated. But he definitely comes out with great energy. I like the way Labriola wrestles as well. Has an array of different attacks, and he knows how to win a few different ways. Looking for a overhook shuck attempt right there, Labriola. Nothing comes of it. Nice straight double. Inman-Do able to defend that off nice and looks for his other thing, and Labriola shows some great athleticism and jumps out of it.
Yeah, so far, like you said, Inman-Do having some pretty good defense hanging in here. As like you've mentioned, for most of his matches, he does hang in there a little bit at the beginning. Things kind of maybe sort of get carried away towards the end, but the first 3 minutes, he's hanging in tough here.
Yeah, I think if there's 3 C's of nice double, pulls up, Inman-Do does into an underhook and looks to drive Labriola off the mat, but Labriola able to circle. if you have like 3 C's of wrestling, it'd be confidence, conditioning, you know, and character, you know, and so how do you exploit those things for your benefit, or how do you use those things, you know, to benefit yourself? So the ability to believe in yourself and your skills is amazing. Nice low single right there from Labriola, and he's able to collect and get the takedown. So right here from Inman-Do, again, we go back to that word of the duel, or word of the day, you know, respond, resilience. How does he respond from this? As he looks like he's carrying a little bit. He's going to have to try to find a way to get to his feet. Labriola looking to stretch him out.
Late period takedown by Labriola ends the period on top. Nothing is the score here. Inman-Do defers. Labriola will go down to start the second period.
Right here, boom, goes the right hand from the collar to the ankle and is able to circle his hips to the left and collect that beautiful takedown. Now Labriola up to his feet right away. Inman-Do looks to lift for a second and cuts him loose.
Stretches the score to 3-0. Labriola with the lead.
I think the thing that Labriola is doing really, oh man, that was a beautiful attempt right there. Goes to the right leg, Inman-Do takes it back, and he capitalizes with his left hand and circles his hips to the right side this time and gets the takedown. But he's keeping Inman-Do moving the whole time. He hasn't allowed him just to stay and just move hands within the hand fight when they're on their feet. He keeps his feet moving through fakes, snaps, and that requires a ton of energy.
And now he's looking for a turn here as he's got that left arm barred up. Trying to collect the far wrist here. 1 minute to go. Second period, 5-0 Labriola with the score. A couple of takedowns and an escape for him so far.
Yep, and we get a stall call and a point for Labriola. He's trying to threaten, open some things up. I think in this situation, you open things up by going and scoring another takedown. Continue to work on that will, on that mind of your opponent. Nice head outside, collects, builds up to the double leg. Now you can look for some back points maybe with a lower leg Turk right here.
Labriola was rubbing his eye there. Maybe a contact issue again. But after 2 takedowns, you know, your probably confidence kind of grows. You can do it again. So there's a third takedown for Labriola.
That's a great job. I think he kind of maybe jammed up his jaw right there. I don't know if that was the contact issue. I think he jammed up his jaw a little bit right there on that double leg return right here. Boom. Head outside, collects to the second one. Nice, gets his butt low, hips extend. Boom. Yep, I think that was a jaw a little bit.
You're right, it did look like it. Looked like he kind of shook himself up unintentionally there.
That's how much power is going into, you know, finishing the takedown. And he's a big, strong young man. Another shot attempt right there. Ooh, another nice low level right there from Labriola. So right here, look at this is where you separate, you know. Another shot. Continue to move forward and continue to make Inman-Do move.
Yeah, looking for the major here, which would be the second of the duel for the Huskers. As that is actually the difference in the duel right now. As we have split the first 6 matches.
Nice, another low level Low single. Now you're going to look to collect right here and tilt your opponent up to his back so that he gives you the 2. But you're able to collect the takedown. Now Labriola is going to have to find a way to put your opponent on their back. I'm sure good attack by Inman-Do, but I think it wasn't the best timed one. And Labriola able to get a runaround. 10-point lead with the riding time. You don't see it on the board, but it is up there, so it's 15-5. Another low single attempt. Labriola looking to collect. Now he's going to look for a cross knee action, and if he's able to get that right leg free, that could get real dangerous for Inman-Do. Now he looks to collect that. Now what he's going to want to do is crawl up. Oh, and Inman-Do be able to slip out of that action.
Yeah, fortunately for Inman-Do to slip out of that, because a one turn would have put them in tech fall territory, but a nice little roll there by Labriola. Almost had another turn, but the match will end here 17-5 after riding time point has been added. Mikey Labriola, the winner by major decision over Inman-Do. Pushes the score. Nebraska 14, Northwestern 9, as we approach 184-pound matchup. Good eye there by Kyvan. John Halverson will be the wrestler for the Wildcats. Halverson comes in 7-6 on the year, taking on Lenny Pinto still.
Pinto, beautiful underhook, throw by to the takedown. Great work right here. I got to watch Pinto on Friday, and the thing I would say about Pinto is he gets to a lot of good positions. He lost that match late. But I think what he could possibly, solidify is some of the positions if he went more fundamentally sound in some of those positions, he would for sure get the takedowns, I think, in a lot of those positions. But he's definitely a really fun student-athlete wrestler to watch.
Yeah, to your point, he lost to Isaiah Salazar of Minnesota 7-6 on Friday, and what was a pretty wild matchup here at the Bob Devaney Center.
Comes out, scores right away. First 30 seconds, goes underhook right side, throws it by. Nice attack right there, but he looked like he was a little bit too far away. Halverson looks to convert on some counter offense, but it's not there. Two-on-one from Pinto right here. Halverson doing a good job keeping that head in the middle of his chest.
Pinto didn't look very appreciative of having the head in the middle of the chest like that.
Well, you can't always breathe down there, so I can recognize. He goes, punches that underhook. Again, Halverson able to fend it off. Does a really good job fending that off just by throwing that arm across the upper body. Now he looks for underhook, goes to the trip. Beautiful job right there. Takedown thus far for each minute of the match. Now big Matt returning, he goes to the back. Woo-wee! Wow. That was a big Matt return.
Big Matt return indeed. Had Halverson on his back. 4 near fall. Crowd fired up, extending the lead to 8-1. And I feel like the Husker faithful were just waiting for a big moment like that this whole duel, and they finally got one.
Yeah, that was some Pinto power right there, or pent up. I don't know what type of problem he has with Halverson, but that was a major lift right there. Halverson gonna have to find a way to build back up to his base, which he did. Good job on him, and find a way to collect himself after that big mat return.
And after that big mat return, or a mat return like that, that probably adds a little caution as we run out of time here in the first period. Makes you think twice about standing up the same way.
Right here, claw action, goes high in the leg, turns him upside down, gets 4 back points, almost gets a fall, but great action though. 2 different attacks, all from that right side underhook, but 2 different attacks to get some takedowns. Now Halverson's gonna cut him right away and look for his offense on his feet. Feels like he can fare better on his feet.
Nine to 1 is the lead here for Lenny Pinto. 14-9 dual score. Huskers in the lead.
Stroudsburg PA product goes to that underhook again. Beautiful mat return on the takedown.
Second time where he's really lifted and powered him to the ground, and there's that half Nelson there looking for a turn.
Yeah, Pinto's looking tough, and the thing that I appreciate about that is he's responded to that opportunity he had on Friday. Little shove right there from both guys on the edge of the mat. And he's trying to, he's using it to bounce back. Like, you can go one of two ways, in life, in wrestling, and I think wrestling is a metaphor for life. When things don't go your way, what does it look like next? Do you succumb to that feeling, those emotions, or do you take the nice misdirection, and he builds right back to that underhook action? I think you might see him go for a head. Yep, head and arm. Beautiful action right there by Pinto.
Pinto looking for another big move, as it looked like he tried for I don't know if that was a cow catcher, if you want to call it that.
Several different names for it if you were to ask Reese Humphrey. But, yeah, went to that waist. He does a really good job using that underhook to create opportunities to score. Reminds me of another PA native in Hayden and Trent Hidlay. Those Hidlay brothers really used the underhook well. That might be a matchup you see at the NCAA tournament with Pinto and Hidlay.
Yeah, for sure. As Pinto ends the period on top, he also ends the period with a 13-2 lead. Halverson will go down. I think Pinto's going to intentionally release him, so a point for the escape, so it'll be 13-3. Essentially 14-3, as Pinto does have riding time almost locked up here.
Yeah, it was a great job. And so, if you're Halverson, it's how do you find a way to go get an attack, keep yourself in the match? You're down by, essentially 11 points, and you don't want to give up the major of the tech, but how can you keep yourself, continue to battle, build some confidence?
Yeah, and also, to your point, he's getting an opportunity here. Evan Bates not wrestling today. So here's your shot. Here's your chance, opportunity to show that you're the guy. Coach Storniolo over there choosing you as the guy to go out and run and represent the Wildcats. So big opportunity and a big last 60 seconds for him.
Right, you have an opportunity right now. Riding time's locked up. You got to run that corner, but Pinto builds back with that underhook. Opposite side this time. Looking for that right side to get in there. Goes heavy snap. Nothing comes of it. So right now, if you're the Nebraska faithful, you want to see Pinto put himself under the gun, go get another takedown in the period on top, maybe another opportunity for back points. just to show and continue to show, that dominance. If you're a Wildcat fan, you're like, hang in there tough, continue to hand fight. If there's an opening, go take it. Nice shot right there by Pinto. Now he looks to run corner. He has to keep running, but Halverson doing a great job of fending that off and not conceding the position. He's going to have to stay tough here in the last 15 seconds. Snap right there from Pinto as he looks to run. Nothing. Halverson comes to a short underhook, and Pinto able to just kind of bully his way in with an outside step over.
And that'll get the job done there. Pinto, major decision, 17-3, just 1 point shy of a major, or a technical fall, excuse me.
Yeah, that was a beautiful outing by Pinto. Great response from him. Here's some of that action. He goes cow catcher. Halverson able to fend it off. Great job by him defending that, not giving up the back punch right there. And Silas Allred. I like how he wrestles.
Yes. Eric Schultz was the 97-pounder last year, All-American, with a 7th place finish, and they felt that they had somebody good waiting in the wings to follow suit.
Nice single right here from Andrew. He's not able to finish it. Allred has great defense right there. Able to get that hip down, but now he slides into an underhook position. We'll see what he does with it. Two little bit different body types too. Looks like Allred might be a little bit shorter, a little bit stockier.
Yeah, Davidson is a little, like you're saying, a little taller there. Looks like a little bit longer reach for him. So we have a minute gone here in the first period.
Both these wrestlers exchange shots right there. Nice, another head inside single right there. But Allred able to catch up. So what you want to see right here from Davidson is to walk those knees forward as he's getting extended. He's going to have to be careful here because Allred can lift up that, but he pops that head on the outside and is able to maybe collect that for a 2-point takedown. He's trying to, but he hasn't been able to collect all the way. That just shows the power in the hips of Allred. What I'd want to see my athlete do right here, great job by Allred, heavy hips. I think that height, maybe what some might call a disadvantage, just showed with the power of his hips right there. Now he slides off to an attack, but Davidson able to finish it.
They're going to call no points and Kokish.
Motion, but I don't think it was a takedown. Oh, singlet grab. That's what they were looking at.
Yeah,
a singlet grab.
Looks like they were correct. They gave a point to Allred, so 1-point technical violation there.
Nice underhook right there from Allred. Another nice single right there from Davidson. Hasn't been able to catch up and collect all the way. Now he's going to want to shelf that, staying above the knee of Allred, but Allred doing a good job of continuing to keep him below it with that pressure. Beautiful job right there by Allred, but he continues to build up Davidson, but he's staying below the knee. That's going to be tough to finish. Short time left on the clock. Can you get that right arm free? Keeping that pressure on there. Great job by Allred. Davidson tries to switch position. He's going to want to try to go collect that left leg, but no real opportunity to do so with your left arm tied up.
And that technical violation for the singlet grab was the only point scored in the first, so we'll head to the second. 1-0 here. Allred with the lead. Davidson will choose down.
Goes to the sit position. Allred able to follow. Keeping great pressure on that right side. Now he's able to flatten out Davidson. Good job right there by Allred.
That's a theme I think we've seen mostly from this Husker team, is their ability to ride on top has been really impressive so far, you know, including this match here. Scoring a lot of points in the top position, riding time. They've turned them a few times.
Yeah, that's a position I personally wish I would have spent a little bit more time mastering, as I believe turning on top makes it easier to accomplish your goals and just to free yourself up, especially if you consider yourself a takedown specialist. If you can go turn someone, especially with the 4-point near fall, it forces them to make a decision on if they really want to win a match. And when they really want to win a match and they have to go try and score on you, it opens up a lot of more opportunities for your takedown, creativity, and artistry to be shown. With a stall call right there on Davidson as he is struggling to find an opportunity to get away from Allred, but he's staying off his back, which is big. You know, it's definitely hard to win when you get put on your back.
They just hit him for a second time. And there's a point for Allred, makes it 2-0, 15 seconds to go here. Coach Storniolo looking on, maybe not overly pleased with their bottom position as a team.
Yeah, and I think that's something you can go adjust. You know, like you can take the feedback, and that's the beauty of wrestling, is you have 2 opportunities to compete in a weekend, and you can take that feedback. You know, you had 2 tough teams, and you get to find out where you're at with both of them and see what similarities happened in those dual meets and how it played out.
As Allred's up and away for an escape. 3-0 he leads over Andrew Davison. You can see he has a minute 50 of ride time. Shot by Davison. Great counter by Allred, makes it 5-0 for the Husker.
And I think the thing about Allred that I'm like really excited about is he's young. You know, he's still a sophomore, set behind a NCAA All-American last year. He competes well and has great awareness from what I'm seeing. He also has potential to put you on your back, and just like we talked about a little bit earlier, is when you can do that and you can get someone on their back, forces Davidson into a shot as he pulls on his head. When you can find a way to put somebody on their back, it opens up a lot more opportunity for you. As he's stretching Davidson out, looking to lift that elbow. Yep, he lifted that elbow, got that spin behind. Now he's going to look for some back points.
Yeah, the entire Husker coaching staff stood up and wanted him to cut him immediately.
Yep, you want the major. This is a statement, right? A statement win. He's staying on that head heavy. Another attempt right there. Elevates. You saw him use that finish on Friday as well, where he takes that shot, heads inside, and he comes in between the legs and that elevates his opponent, and you're going to get a major decision out of this effort by Allred, Silas Allred. That's beautiful.
Yeah, and that will put a stamp on this duel. We still have 1 match to go, but a major decision by Silas Allred as he wants the crowd to pump it up. A 10-2 victory makes the score 22-9, an insurmountable amount there as we head into the heavyweights. Great match by Silas Allred.
Davidson with a big win on Friday night. Davidson with a tough, close loss in Carver Hawkeye. Excited to see what the response is. You can tell they're both a little bit smaller of heavyweights. Nice front headlock attempt right there by Davidson from Northwestern. Junior World silver medalist. Getting violent or vicious on this. Oh, he's going to get a pin.
Wow.
That was a great work. Great job right there from Lucas. Really went out there and imposed his will.
Yeah, quick 43 seconds pin, and that will do it. Davidson not too pleased with that one, but at the end of the day, the Huskers win the duel here. 22-15, hand the Wildcats their second consecutive loss on this road trip. Big time win for the Big Red. 22-15. Kyvan, final thoughts?
Man, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed being on Big Ten Plus. Thank you, Kelby, for the call, bringing me out. I really enjoyed this. My wrestler of the match would have to be Lucas Davidson. Obviously, the big pin set it off or ended it for his team in a positive fashion. And I think that's the way that they're going to try to go moving forward. But I really enjoyed that Brock Hardy, Frankie Tal Shahar match. Hardy looked really good, so that would be my wrestler. Actually, I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to go Pinto. It looked amazing. The Pinto power bombs.